It was September 28th, 2024. I found myself buried in the chaos of storyboard assignments and animation classes alike. A huge part of my creative process involves listening to music while I work. My preferences range from pop punk, like the Muffs, to rock bands such as The Strokes and the Fab Blue of Tally Hall. They're my comfort zone, and I rarely stray far from them. I even have a mixtape of all my favorite songs ready to go on repeat. Now, you might be wondering, hey, you haven't mentioned Byran Scary. You know, the whole reason for this video? Well, by sheer coincidence, on that very day, Smart Shuffle was mysteriously on. It wasn't long before a cacophony dug into me, an almost alien-like harmony of an intro with its beat of the drums, melody of the piano, and musical-like narrative. I was dragged deeper into the beauty that is Venus Ambassador. I had to know more. Who was this artist? Was it a single? Did it belong to an album? And most importantly, would I like more of their music? And so, I took the plunge and listened to the album from which Venus Ambassador originated, The Flight of the Knife. Needless to say, I was fixated. Byran Scary has to be one of, if not my favorite artist, and the same can be said for that album. In this video, I would like to discuss the lyrics of the songs, along with the story they tell, little interpretations, and what I find so whimsical and charming about them. Before we begin, I feel that music discussions often come across as a bit snobby, especially when people start analyzing songs or comparing them. That's not my intention here. This is simply the hyperfixation of a silly little guy. Yes, I feel that this album and Byran Scary deserve more attention. Hopefully this video encourages you to give his music a listen. I highly recommend this album, along with the Shredding Tears and Daffy's Elixir. Now, let's take off on the flight of the knife.
Enter airship Valentine, the station master's son, who was never very capable of trying. Taken for a Tommy fool or someone to ignore, he put all his aspirations into flying. But did he ever guess he might get to fly the night?
Enter our protagonist, Airship Valentine, someone seemingly apathetic, foolish, and unimportant. Even so, he dreams of flying, and soon enough he'll come to pilot his own airship. As for what the ship may represent itself is either destiny or the success that comes with pursuing one's dream.
The sharpest blade to ever sail, to float against their current lives and feed their dreams and fill their skies, a flight to rise above the night.
With how it's talked about and praised, perfect and cutting edge, the airship comes across as a folktale, a myth for people to indulge. A ship capable of allowing those to escape from daily struggles to follow their ambitions and enjoy life. A flight in defiance of danger, no matter the form.
Fly to the moon and go back in time. Sit on the wave of a cloud. A message to our survey.
To fly to the moon could be akin to shooting for the stars. Its fantastical imagery highlights the myth of the ship. To reflect on the past, either to feed into nostalgia or to improve from past mistakes. Airship Valentine re-enters the picture as a message from above, be it fate or reflection of collective experience. Sir Valentine asks himself, could this be the flight of the knife? Is this the right path? Is it possible? These questions become more impactful as the line, the sum of our lives, shows that it's not just Sir Valentine's hopes and dreams that are reliant on the knife, but those who wish to take flight as well.
So he made his way into a city made of factories, seeking evidence of supernatural soaring. Led beyond the pale into an oceanic brain, where a purple rain of rockets took to pouring. And on the edge of sound and sight, overtook the night.
Sir Valentine seeks out evidence in a bright yet dangerous place, all to prove that what the knife is said to be capable of is possible. Taken out of the bounds of good judgment, he finds himself among this collective consciousness, a sea of minds. This could be a city or many people abiding by the status quo. It's here that a purple rain of rockets overtake the knife, and he finds his answer.
Diving and dancing between the breeze, climbing a ladder of clouds. No one below him could believe that one so disarray could turn things to rights and bring home the flight of the night.
There is this peaceful and relaxed feeling that stems from the first line. Then an eclipse occurs, and the tone shifts as everything quiets down, setting the stage as something is about to happen. Bam! The airship soars on in, and so does Sir Valentine's knife. His ambition and his supposed destiny turn myth and doubt into reality.
And so we flew into the blue. Oh, airship, what's become of you? You really made the grade. You're going to join the ranks today. So go and take your place.
Sir Valentine flies the knife. He continues to follow his ambition, making a display of it. It highlights his skill and confidence. Those below him can't believe that Sir Valentine, someone who was taken as an apathetic fool, would be the one to turn things right. The one to make myth reality, to bring back this legend of a ship, fulfill destiny, and fulfill his ambition. Sir Valentine flies off, continuing his journey of freedom. People begin to wonder what's become of him and his ship. They acknowledge his achievements and state that he'll join the ranks today, that he secured this place in the history books and amongst the heavens. They encourage him to continue flying and to take his place. Overall, I find the epic that the song portrayed to be incredibly charming. The tale of the supposedly dispassionate individual taking the steps to follow his dreams of flight and freedom, only stopping to reflect upon himself and question whether he's capable of reaching that goal. He sought out answers and renewed his resolve, proving his ambition and making myth a reality. Those who doubted him now acknowledge his efforts and believe him to be someone who will make history. Truly a gem of a song and a pretty stellar start to the album.
Venus ambassador gave us a sign. Can this really be the borderline? Venus ambassador, is this the end? Are you ever coming back again?
A voice calls out for Venus Ambassador, asking for a sign to see if he is there or not, if this is the end, and if he ever plans to return. What happened, and why is this voice desperate for answers?
Stranded at the station, on his way to the United Nations, buoyant, sea depleting, would he make it to the meeting?
Alas, Venus Ambassador enters the stage. He finds himself stranded on his way to Sanctuary. It's hard for him to maintain hope and keep afloat, as he wonders if he'll make it to the meeting.
When outside in the night sky, by the red light and the do or die sign, floods a rain of blue. Unit 7 made their move, caught him in the groove, signed the papers, no escaping from the mess they're making.
Amid the night, the colors of light paint the tone of urgency, as they mark the arrival of cop cars here to arrest the Venus Ambassador, while he's just about to reach his destination. With his arrest, what follows next will be a mess, and there's no avoiding that now.
Venus ambassadors, alright. Venus ambassadors, alright. Out of the sky to the capital of the state. Venus ambassadors, alright. Venus ambassadors, alright. He's an innocent man in the wink of an evil fate.
The repeated lines are intended to convey a sense of assurance. However, it builds tension and this sense of dread. Rather than enhancing the meaning of the message, we can tell that Venus Ambassador is a significant figure among the people, a figure that now descends from the sky to step into court, where he will be judged.
Passing out the hours in a courtroom of a world gone sour. Judge says he's a menace, this ambassador from Venice.
The trial continues with the opinion of the masses now against our ambassador. The judge himself carries the same sentiment. He holds no respect for him and doesn't even know where the ambassador is from. Could the judge really have made his decision beforehand?
Venus, says the hero, in a language made of ones and zeros. Laughter and dismay, the sympathizers fade away. The passion leaves the play to walk a plague maid's company of fools.
Venus Ambassador retaliates by correcting the judge on where he's from. It's presented in a manner that can be cold and logical, or in a language that others might not quite understand. It is followed by laughter and dismay, either due to the absurdity of what was heard, or how he chose to correct the judge on where he's from, rather than to dispute that he's a menace. Sympathy for the ambassador disappears. The trial has lost its purpose, as it's now just going through the motions to convict the ambassador, to be doomed by the ignorance of those in power.
Venus ambassadors, alright. Venus ambassadors, alright. It's the trial of the year and he hasn't a tear to wear. Venus ambassadors, alright. Venus ambassadors, alright. He was doing screw back on the planet to
The trial is just a spectacle. The ambassador stands stoic, not letting himself break down as urgency won't allow it. He attempts to call his home so they can help him. However, that's no longer possible, as he has run out of time. Wait, hold on. That tone shift is remarkable. The voices aren't singing. This highlights the seriousness of their statement. This is the climax, the ambassador's end. The choice has been made, and all that awaits is his downfall. The execution nears as crowds gather and wait. Freedom is promised to the ambassador, but with the catch, he must fulfill a specific role. What that role is may be unclear. A martyr, a leader, or something else entirely. If he does not accept this choice, he will die, and they'll meet him again in the afterlife. The narrative of the song is stellar. A wrongfully convicted individual is sentenced to death due to his origins, beliefs, and the ignorance of man. The intensity of the vocals, along with the beat of the drums, complement each other well. They bring the song's climax together wonderfully, and tie the end with a little pretty bow. Foreign legions evoke an image of a fanbase that goes far and wide, with Susie once being the object of their adoration. With her passing, as time went on, nothing was left of Susie but her memory.
She was once a lover, now we cry. This is the morning of Susie High. Will we find another butterfly?
Susie was a powerful symbol of love and hope. With her gone, people begin to mourn. They question if they will find another delicate beauty like Susie.
This is the morning of Susie High. This is the morning of Susie High. This is the morning of Susie High. Susie High. Did you think she lived forever?
Did you think the gods would let her?
Living lighter than a feather.
Come on, we'll go get her.
She was never very shy. A working imitation of the sky.
The first question takes a dig at her fans. It's rhetorical. And Susie was bound to die eventually, no matter how she was viewed. The next line shows us just how highly they saw her, that the gods would take envy and bring her to them. Now she passes on, going toward a different goal. It was her bold nature that made her appear to bear this near-endless potential akin to the sky.
Susie made up a big invention, famous for the things that made her fly. Susie on high, mechanical mistress, wings the light in dark sky. Susie on high.
Susie invented an airship, for which she became famous for its creation and for being its pilot. The imagery of the lyrics portray her as this beacon of hope amidst the darkness. I would also like to say I love the term mechanical mistress.
A champion of arrow, not of mines. This is the morning of Susie High. Yet another sparrow left behind. This is the morning of Susie High. This is the morning of Susie High. This is the morning of Susie High. Susie High!
She's a genius of the sky, and they regret that Susie, a symbol of freedom, was left behind. That with her passing, she is no more than a part of the past.
She tried to fly beyond the ocean,
Causing such a big
they
commotion.
played the tape in slow motion.
So lazy, such
And then she fell into the rhine. I'm walking imitation of the sky.
Susie attempts to fly beyond the ocean, catching everyone's attention. However, tragedy strikes as her plane crashes into the water.
Downwards you go when you follow the rainbow. Ambitions are bastard, a foot at your table. The queen of our hearts, hardly more than a fable. The queen of our lives, Susie High.
Susie's ambition led her to her demise. The beat of the song also highlights this moment, as the vocalist strays away from the beat. She's more than a story and a figure of prominence. Susie truly mattered to them.
Susie High! That's Susie! We believed you! We trusted you! But you let us down! And now we're crying our eyes out for you! Susie High!
They held faith in Susie, believing that she would make the flight. Their faith was taken away as Susie fell from the sky. Now they mourn her. The people's voices aren't singing and are more exaggerated. This emphasizes the seriousness of it all to them.
Now every president has a chance to arrive. There must be Susie back again. Is she already? And if you flap your wings, you just might fly. I'm walking imitation of the sky.
Now they wonder whenever someone else dares to take to the skies if it's the spirit of Susie. Has their figure returned or is it a facade? If you try hard enough, then maybe you'll be able to reach the same heights and status as Susie. Imitation of the Sky shares the remorse of an influential figure in their impact. I find it pretty cute, despite it being melancholy.
High above the city made of rubber lovers, a detective undercover is on a mission of urgency. But what are the reason? Could it be? Seems it recently a string of broken ceilings, stolen pictures, shady dealings have been pinned on a favorite foe. Now we'll see what he's made of.
Sorry, this is just so cool. I love detective stuff.
She's a rose in reverse bloom. She's the faithful hand of doom. She's the madam on the moon, playing tunes for you. When the stars chase out the day and the phantom owls await, she is tuning up to play her tunes for you, playing tunes for you.
Our detective's arch nemesis, La Madame, is this hidden beauty, a harbinger of death. Her renown is shown in her title, La Madame on the Moon, a figure of the night and an infamous criminal. During the night, not only does she bring doom, but she also plays you out, which is horrifying, yet comforting.
Serenade of old familiar gloom, to stick it in that bourgeoisie and screw. None of the bad men disapprove. Who is the madam on the moon? He can spot it through the stormiest of weather. He's been not
She is an anti-hero, eliminating many evil men. The detective continues to search for her, to the best of his ability. To the detective, this is his life's work. And to her, this is a game.
She's a ladle to your spoon. She's a new king sonic croon. She's the madam on the moon, playing tunes for you.
I love the imagery here, as ladles and spoons don't match, but they still work together in a charming way. Despite the contradiction, she's described as both loud and volatile, yet also comforting and soft.
She's the anarchist of air, not to say a maiden fair. Never compliment her hair. Playing tunes for you, playing tunes for you. Her favorite apparatus is the lute, but lately she's been practicing the flute.
La Madame feels like a force of nature, taking control of her path. Her role isn't that of something to be beautiful or to be praised. She leads people to their end, playing them out. A musical Grim Reaper. Learning to play the flute could be a reference to the Pied Piper, as a means to stay honest, gain control, and punish deceit.
All concentration on our rune. Who is the madam on the moon? Who is the madam on the moon? Who is the madam on the moon? She will be standing right next to you. Who is the madam on the moon? Who is the madam on the moon? Who is the madam on the moon?
Does this mean the detective and La Madame lead each other to their demise, or is it that the only other thing in her sight is bringing ruin to those who go unpunished? The mystery of just who La Madame on the Moon is remains unanswered. I love the story. The dynamic between the detective and La Madame is amazing. It scratches that noir itch for me.
Wandering through the living desert, seeking a limb that I could rest my head upon and let my thoughts begin. I've never seen another feather before, so elaborately patterned. My senses were shattered to the floor.
Our protagonist searches for an oasis, seeking a place to rest and reflect. He then recounts what he has seen. A feather so elaborately patterned that it broke his understanding.
I asked it what its name was, and it answered with ease as it swung itself in rhythm through a crack in the breeze. But did it understand my reason for crying when it shot through a hole in the sky? And haven't you heard the fire tree bird is leaving today? What did you say? He's losing his mind and leaving behind a fiery world. It's so absurd.
News of the bird spreads like rumors throughout. It will be departing soon, seemingly out of nowhere. It's unfit of something so mystical. Against reason, the bird is leaving behind this messy world, which sparks people to act.
And if you prefer, the fire tree bird was only part of your mind. See, and then maybe you'll find yet another one. Make no mistake, the fire tree says.
It's up to you to decide if the bird is real or not, to assign myth and meaning to what the bird is or could be. Even with its disappearance, if you search for it, you may be able to find something new to strive for. Yet tread carefully. Do not make a mistake in your search.
Searching to the end of every rope in the stars, but it didn't leave a note or send a heavenly card. I read the patterns apprehending the war. Was I searching for feathers on the fall?
After a long search for the fire tree bird, his journey is unsuccessful. There were no clues, nor did it want to be found. He hit a wall, trying to reason something beyond understanding. Was he looking for something to justify his quest? To chase what once was? rather than to chase what is and could be? Would physical proof make myth reality?
And haven't you heard the fire tree bird is leaving today? What did you say? He's losing his mind and leaving behind a fiery world. It's so absurd. And if you prefer, the fire tree bird was only a part of your mind. Seek and then maybe you'll find yet another one. Make the mistake for sanity's sake. The fire tree bird is a merry old bird, is a merry old bird, is he? The fire tree bird is a merry old bird, is a merry old bird, is he? The fire tree bird is a merry old bird, is a merry old bird, is he?
Our protagonist is now a broken record, having lost his grasp on what he once had, and tries to find reason why the wise bird decided to leave. I interpret the story here as someone trying to justify myth or destiny, that it's only with signs of mysticism that one can pursue their ambitions. With the disappearance of the bird, our protagonist makes a mistake and becomes lost in his search, succumbing to madness as he can't reason where to go and why.
The fire tree bird is a merry old bird, is a merry old bird, is he? The fire tree bird is a merry old bird, is a merry old bird, is he? The fire tree bird is a merry old bird, is a merry old bird, is he? The fire tree bird is a merry old bird, is a merry old bird, is he? The fire tree bird is a merry old bird, is a merry old bird, is he? The fire tree bird is a merry old Bought a ticket on the hidden cloud for a voyage to the sun. It had only just begun when I found that I'd been left behind. Sent adrift among the crooked paths that were once the greatest ships, trying hard to get a grip before I fell apart and lost my mind. When a flash from the sky took my mind from my eyes, and the world went spinning out of time.
Our protagonist embarks on a voyage to the sun via airship. Not too far into the journey, he finds himself lost in the stars. The ship has left him behind. He does his best to keep himself together, but a flash from the sky takes his mind. His old way of life and world as he knows it comes to an end.
When I woke up, I felt broke up, and I noticed I had changed. Transformation of the brain, a shiny face, a change of pace, and now I'm never gonna be the same.
Upon regaining consciousness, he now has a cracked mind. He has changed and thinks differently now. This is a new start for him, and he won't be the same as before.
Hello, hello, it's me, I'm the Skyship Thunderman. I can't believe the things I see, and I'll beat them if I
He is now the Skyship Thunderman, that no matter how unbelievable the things he sees are, he'll do his best to beat them. The people of the land prosper. Skyship Thunderman, however, is detached from the world, more or less looking in rather than taking part. No matter the danger, he's indifferent to it, as he's faced it all before.
Fighting lions high above the world with a cosmic iron bow. And the people down below hardly notice that they're being saved. So goodbye to the fools and the man in the moon. They've done wrong, 'cause they don't appreciate me when I take the stage. I was made for the blues, but I'm tired of the view, and my frame of mind is changing too. So I'll fade out, blow the flame out, and they'll see what happens then. See the starting of the end, for the skies above without the loving of a thunderman.
Skyship Thunderman keeps the world safe, something that the people often overlook or fail to recognize, leaving him feeling unwanted. Despite having great power and responsibility, he has grown tired and chooses to leave behind what he wanted to protect. They took him for granted, and so Skyship Thunderman exits the stage, no longer determined. Now they would see that what comes next is the start of the end. Without his love to shield them from the dangers of the sky, the world will end.
Hello, hello, it's me, I'm the Skyship Thunderman. I can't believe the things I see, and I'll be them if I can. The universal appetite is living on the lines. I'm looking at the world, he's looking at the world through a window. The sky's falling, but it's just the same to me. He's looking at the world through a window. Say a word for Skyship Thunderman. Guess we didn't really understand. Now it seems he's gone and left us.
Wandering slowly out of our skies, caught that cold and sad of that time.
The people now show regret and remorse for Skyship Thunderman. They didn't understand or appreciate the responsibility he took upon his shoulders. They watch him as he ventures off into the stars. Whatever personal connection they had, now gone. They fear, as who will protect them now? The story then ends with our hero causing a sonic boom as he leaves the atmosphere.
Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic.
This song, along with the Zero Light, are among my top favorite songs of the album. I adore the theatrics and drama of it all. To me, it's a musical taking part in my mind. It's also my headcanon that little puppets are the one who say he's looking at the world through a window.
Dr. Brain, can it be? My mind's expanding in the nuclear
They question themselves as they undergo this revelation. Their sense of understanding is expanding, bringing forth chaos. The term supersonic love explosion conveys that with an over-the-top, ecstatic charm. Taking a ride among the stars and blasting away anything in your path. Don't try to stop your journey or stop pursuing what you're after, as it's insane to do so. The purple rocket here, much like in the first song of the album, is similar to the airship, being a vessel for pursuing one's dreams and taking that journey.
My oh my, me oh me, just took a ride on a purple rocket. Well, it's a modern mystery. You blow the fuse out of every socket, right across the airwaves on a violet carpet. You're 30,000 miles away, yeah. Take a ride on the purple rocket, a ride on the purple rocket. Please don't try to stop it, it's insane.
After taking a ride on the purple rocket, they marvel over its wonder and how it changes one's perspective. Take a ride on the purple rocket to achieve flight and freedom.
Take a ride on the purple rocket. Take a ride on the rocket of your dreams. Take a ride on the purple rocket. Take a ride on the rocket of your dreams. How can I stop it? A bona fide ride on a purple rocket.
Do you know how to fly? Suppose you do. And if so, can you see the rockets fly by as well? Can you see dreams take flight? And what can you do to stop them?
Take a ride on the purple rocket. Take a ride on the rocket of your dreams. Take a ride on the purple rocket.
This song is pretty wacky, but albeit fun. I love the vocals, and while I wasn't a fan of the song at first, it's grown on me over time.
Born on a mountain in the year of 20, who knows when? Wandered his days alone, the emblem of a broken man. Torn from his mother before she stopped her heart, saying, if you cast this tragedy, then what's my part?
In the year of 20 who knows when, a broken man was taken from his mother. Thereafter, she suffers heartbreak and takes her own life. The broken man questions this tragedy and wonders his part in what's next.
Fought in the first of what would soon become a wheel of war. Watched as his comrades did a waltz upon the killing floor. Looked to the heavens on a cloudy night. One watch it overtake him, but there's zero light.
The broken man finds himself in a cycle of war. As he watches those around him die on the battlefield, he turns his gaze towards the heavens, lost in looking for answers. It's then that he finds the zero light, a revelation that will shape the rest of his life.
There is a light they call the zero light, and it's shining just for me. There is a light they call the zero light, and it's the only light I see. And I will follow it forever as my followers will grow. Through the deserts, through the valleys, through the seas we will go. Oh, the die is cast, and where they fall we're never going to know. So fall in line for the zero.
The broken man is now a prophet, following the zero light as he believes it's his fate to do so. He amasses followers along his journey. Fate is in motion. Where it leads, they do not know, and they may never do. Nevertheless, they continue their march toward the zero light.
Grew into a great success, the zero light, a household name. Can't say which was most sublime, the hair on his face, his fame. Leading his people to the end of time, and no one even asked him what he hoped to find.
The faith of the zero light becomes widely known. The prophet is now a prominent figure. His wisdom and fame rival each other in grandeur. He guides his followers onward towards something beyond this world or to their end. No one questioned his goal or purpose, being completely devoted and trusting of our prophet.
Then one day another cloudy night grew to a violent roar. A flash of something mighty bright did force him to the killing floor. Some say he was broken, some say he died of fright, but everybody knew it was the zero light.
Tragedy is cast as our prophet comes to meet his end. He didn't go willingly as force implies. He was taken by something mighty bright, the culprit being a reference to the zero light, where some say he was broken, lost all hope, others say it was his fear and hesitation that led him to his death. Even so, all knew the true cause to be the zero light. Was it his pursuit of faith or fate, or his loyalty towards his principles? What is clear is that the ambition to follow the zero light ultimately led him to his death.
There is a light they call the zero light, and it's shining just for me. There is a light they call the zero light, it's the only light I see. And we will do our best to share the light with everyone we meet. Our hero gone, we still are gone from sea to shining sea. So wings high, and unto you we shall bestow free membership to the zero. Zero light.
The prophet is now a martyr. His followers carry on the faith, traveling throughout the world to pass it on to other nations. And before I wrap up, please enjoy the following instrumental.
Zero
I love the dramatic intro to the Zero Light, easily one of my favorites, and I cherish Bryan's way with words. What stands out to me about this one, and why I'm fond of it, is the prophet's end. I get the vibe of someone who died for their morals. To be more clear on what I mean, here's a quote from Rorschach, a vigilante from the Watchmen series. Never compromise, not even in the face of Armageddon. Our prophet on its journey for the Zero Light comes to meet his death because of it. Then some speculate that the cause is due to losing faith or hesitation that killed him. However, they know the truth is that it was his devotion, his pursuit, and his ideology that ultimately led to his death. What happened didn't matter, but what it meant did.
Down the hallway of the Stella Lounge, Mama John waves a gun around. Everyone get on your knees. If you sneeze, I will make a louder sound.
This madman is holding people at gunpoint, taking them as hostages and threatening their lives in a whimsical fashion.
All of the legs grew one half shorter, scraping the floor in mortar torture. But my mama, when she comes, mama, when she comes, papa dissipates.
Fearful of the situation, all but one abide by his orders. This lone individual is Mama. She stands still. Does she have a plan? Even her husband complied with the orders.
Straight up like a weed, we believe she decrees not to plant herself. Mama squints his eyes, strokes his chin, asks her if she's had a medicine. As snickers they ripple through the victims. Nobody knows just what's a mission. And my mama, when she comes, mama, when she comes, papa dissipates.
Mama stands defiant, much to the dislike of those around her. She refuses to follow his orders. This shocks our bomber, and he asks her if she's of right mind. The hostages laugh at Mama, given the absurdity of the situation. Why would she stand up to the bomber, and what's her goal?
For 100 years she was a favorite old maid. She never liked to look into the shade. She had a motto that went, save yourself. We never thought it worked that way.
Time seems to go on forever, given the tension of the situation. She stands alone, bound to her unknown duty. She never liked to give in to fear, her actions going against her motto of self-preservation.
Papa grabs her arm, drag her down. When she says she set it up to him, points her finger like a gun, turns to run like we know it never did. As Bomber reviews the situation, the sirens take away his concentration. And my mama, when she comes, mama, when she comes, papa dissipates.
Papa forces Mama to comply. Fed up with what's been going on, she pulls away from him, turning to point her finger at the bomber as she runs toward him. The imagery of her finger being a gun showcases the danger and daring of such an action, that of which the crowds themselves would never attempt due to their fear. The bomber attempts to regain control of the situation, but his focus on that task is interrupted by the arrival of the cops. We are left without answers on how everything ended. The song is spectacular. The line, "Everyone get on your knees. If you sneeze, I will make a louder sound," is a phenomenal line. It makes the whole hostage situation entertaining. I also find the bravery and defiance of Mama waiting to take action incredibly endearing.
Open your eyes, it's only just begun. All of the time that will be done. Dawn is on its feet again. They're stabbing in the street again. But the loneliest ones take a stab at the sun. Take a stab at the sun.
The journey has just begun, and it demands your focus. Everyone is subject to the will of the world. Hope and new opportunity emerge with dawn. Even so, people feed into the cycle of violence, never moving and staying in the same place. But the lonely ones are the few who strive to take a stab at the sun, to be bold enough to face opposition and chase down hope.
Take a stab at the sun. Take a stab at the sun. Take a stab at the sun. At the sun. Standing together, my 33 on the 33 on the single line makes a winning streak, makes a winning streak, makes a winning streak.
Together with his friends, he stands, 33 in number and reference to divinity, where they have failed themselves. Together will they achieve their goal. However, with the mention of a sinning streak, it could signify that their union isn't inherently right. Could this be a rebellion? To go against the status quo? Or a party gathered for a goal only attainable by sin? Did we steal from appliances, steal from alliances, working out the day, working out the day, working out the day, working out. And all of a sudden, I stab at the sun of the counting. And all of a sudden, I stab at the sun of the counting. And all of a sudden, I stab at the sun of the counting. It wants you to love it. Together do they vote to take themselves. Is this literal? To commit the sin of suicide to reach their goal, or does the vote to take ourselves fit better into the narrative that they are aiming to stab at the sun together? That taking on a task so absurd would lead you to your death. Regardless, they stand together with Stu from Appliances writing the note to show their allegiance. In this action, Stu tears away from his identity and who he was. He is no longer the man from Appliances. He is now Stu of Alliances. That now what he represents and stands for overriding what is and what was. It is then Stu is overcome by a stab at the sun, their cause and what they stood for, consuming him. With all that he wanted was to be loved. And all of a sudden, I stab at the sun of a conclusion. And all of a sudden, I stab at the sun of a conclusion. It wants you to love it. I adore the beat and buildup of this song. Its lyrics are quite poetic, with a strange sense of unison as its lyrics overlap. It reminds me of A Stab at the Sun from Byran Scary's previous album, The Shredding Tears, which shares a similar structure but still has its differences. It's a song I'd like to discuss at another time, as I feel they have differing themes. I could see Son of Stab being a song where the 33 agree to take their own lives to escape and reach the ambitions they share. I, however, like to see it as a song where the 33 rise together against adversity, resolute to achieve their dreams, realizing it will ultimately cost them their lives to do so, when all that they wanted was to be loved and to have that connection.
Look into the microscope at any major city by the sea. There you'll find the missing link between missed opportunity and me. Going into overdrive, I underwhelm the world without my charms. I have set the course to fail. A ship without a sail tends to roll away. Roll away.
The protagonist has missed his opportunity. Despite his best efforts, he fails to impress those around him. Without support, our protagonist believes he's destined to fail. With no purpose or drive to carry him, he fears he'll be pushed aside.
I look up, clouds of white inside my paper cup. And though it's undeniable, it's so absurd. Trying to get to heaven on a little bird. Trying to get to heaven on a bird.
He isn't ready to give up. Holding on to hope no matter how small or ridiculous it seems, he'll try to go and achieve his dreams and find paradise.
Have you ever watched a life go spinning down an omnipresent train? Can you spare a dime to help alleviate a burning barrel brain? Pushing through the afternoon with nothing but these rags upon my back, I am waiting for a break. The world I will forsake when I take the reins.
Reflecting upon himself, wondering if those who succumb to the pressure of the world are seen, he wishes to vent his frustrations with you in order to ease his mind. With the imagery of the dime, a reference to a penny for your thoughts, where he has many and needs the time to express them. It also shows us that the protagonist is now homeless, adopting a nomadic lifestyle, traveling from place to place until he finds what he's looking for. Once he's in control of his fate, he'll leave behind the world and what brought him down before. That the cup full of change can bring hope and take him to heaven.
I look up, clouds of white inside my paper cup. And though it's undeniable, it's so absurd. Trying to get to heaven on a little bird. Trying to get to heaven on a bird.
Is his goal possible? And if so, would he know? To achieve what you strive for, you have to be willing to take that flight. Others can't take you there. You alone must take that step. Once you do, any possibility can be reality. He then bids farewell as he heads off.
I look up, clouds of white inside my paper cup. And though it's undeniable, it's so absurd. Trying to get to heaven on a little bird. Trying to get to heaven on a bird.
Heaven on a Bird comes across as pretty serene. It's sad yet hopeful. I enjoy the message of how you must have some sort of independence to reach your goal. There are also some lyrics I want to point out as specific imagery deepens in meaning once you bring the similarities of particular lines throughout the songs together. It's something I'm currently refraining from, and I might discuss it a bit at the end, possibly more in the future. Right now, I would just like to focus on the songs themselves individually.
Do you remember the flight of the knife that caused the ultimate sensation of taking the hearts of the whole United Nation? Well, they discovered the flight of the knife was nothing more than an illusion, a trick on the mind's appetite for new delusion.
Do you remember the myth of the ship that inspired people to seek it out for their desires? Well, it's nothing more than a tall tale, a legend only believed to be true as they wanted it to be.
Heroes are everywhere running our races, but no one understands about flying aces. He was the sum of our lives, that was the flight of the knife. But he messed with the wrong and right, and now he's living such a lonely, lonely life.
There are those who achieve their dreams and set examples throughout the world, but what people don't see or bother to understand are the burdens and effort put in by the heroes. The collective experience and effort put in is what shaped Sir Valentine. Where he set out to make myth reality, the flight of the knife is not a ship, but ambition itself, earned from hard work, effort, and acceptance of one's self. It's something that went against the people's perception of him. Because of that, and his actions, they will never understand him and leave him isolated.
They call it the flight of the knife, and probably will do so for always. But they can't erase what we're shouting down our hallways. Shout it out!
The myth continues, and so does the story of Sir Valentine. A story may last forever, yet they can't hide the truth. They want the tale of a dream-making ship, ignoring that it's possible to do so without the airship, as Sir Valentine did. Someone they didn't believe or acknowledge until he achieved it. They can't overshadow the doubt they cast by portraying him as a prominent figure set out to make history. Even then, against standard convention, he remains misunderstood, that of which they can't hide.
Stories are everywhere, passing our courses, but don't forget the presence of rotten sources. He was the son of our lives. That was the flight of the knife. And though we buy what we sold, we owe it to our angels, never to ignore the wise.
Inspiration is everywhere, influencing the direction of our lives. However, some of these stories may lead to disaster. We may believe in myths or legends passed down, but we owe it to our nature and those who strive forward never to ignore reason and experience, to not idolize what feeds into your aspirations.
Do you remember the flight of the knife that caused the ultimate sensation, breaking the hearts of the whole United Nation? That was the flight of the knife, and you can't give it to the dreamers, to burn in a frame, lost in your eyes, found your way to the night.
Broken hearts here symbolize the disconnect between the people and Sir Valentine. It also shows that people as a whole aren't willing to follow their dreams, as they don't believe it possible to do so. You can pass on the tale of the flight of the knife, and one may idolize it, placing it upon a pedestal. However, you shouldn't spend your effort idolizing the tales of aspiration. Don't get stuck on a dream. Instead, you should set out and make it real. Pursue your own way to the knife, cut your constraints, and fly free in a sky that's yours alone. I love this song, and taking the time to look deeper into the lyrics has given me a deeper appreciation for it. It works incredibly well with its counterpart, coming across as the other side of the coin. It takes into account what comes with the tale and its influences throughout. The ending is the cherry on top, encouraging you to find your path to paradise, to stay determined in order to achieve your aspirations. On that note, our journey comes to an end. I hope you enjoyed my babbling over this album that I'm very fond of. I'm thrilled that I had the opportunity to discuss something close to my heart. I find the stories told by these songs to be ever so charming and stellar. And thankfully, I got the chance to share them with you. Again, I recommend that you give the album and other songs by Byran Scary a listen. He pours a lot of passion into what he produces. They both deserve more attention. That's about all I have to say. I don't currently have plans to discuss more songs, but I'd like to at some point. Possibly even making a showcase of my favorite songs and diving into who Byran Scary is and his musical journey. And with that, I'll be signing off. Till next time. May you find your own way to the knife.